Hello and welcome to Pueblo Programming. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Python functions. A Python function is basically a callable command, and some pre-instantiated examples are the print function, the integer function, string function, among others that we've already gotten used to. Now the syntax for a function is as follows. It has a def, which stands for define, and a function name right here, which could be anything. It could be, for instance, print. It could be calculate, something like that will be the function name. You have parentheses, which are parameters, and it's basically a list of variables that you want to call upon in the function to carry out the things. And every time you call upon that function, you're going to have to instantiate those variables when you call that function with parentheses and then the list of parameters inside. And you also have a colon, much like the for and if loops. And then inside you tab and you have your commands and more commands, and at the very end you have a return and then parentheses, and basically you will return a parameter or a variable that you create within the actual body of the function. So that way when you call upon this function, it will take the parameters that you put in, which is the input, it will do all the stuff, and then it'll spit back out the output, which is in the return parentheses section. An example of function is here. We have def or define, and the function name will be describe. And the two parameters we're looking at, or the two variables we're going to call upon, are the name and trait variables. And then we have the colon. We go in, enter, tab. We have description is equal to name plus a string, which is vary, plus a trait, which is up here, the variable. Name is right here, name is right there, and plus the string exclamation mark. So we will return the description, which is this thing right here. And if we were to put in someone's name, for instance, Eric right here, we would put describe, which we call upon the function name, Eric, comma, and Eric will be in place of the name. Awesome will be in place of trait. So we will see description equal to Eric plus vary plus trait, which is awesome, and then plus exclamation mark, which gives us the string Eric is very awesome. And that's basically how a function works. So we're going to be looking at that in the terminal. Python to enter, and we'll define a function called add then subtract. And let's call the parameters number 1, number 2, and number 3. So we're going to have 3 different numbers in here. Colon, enter, tab. We'll have first value equal to number 1 plus number 2. And the point of this function will be to add number 1 and number 2 together, and then subtract number 3 from the sum of number 1 and number 2. So we have the sum right here. Now we hit tab again. We're going to subtract. We're going to call the final value, instantiate this variable, as the first value minus number 3. And then we're going to return the final value. Enter, enter. Everything is fine. We didn't get an error, so the syntax is great right here. Now we call on the function, which is the function name, add, then subtract, and let's put 3, 4, and 6. So it would add 3 and 4 together, which would be 7. 7 minus 6 should be 1. Let's see if that's right. Yep, we get 1. So our function does work for these numbers. And if we try it again, for instance, this time with 1, 2, and 4, well, that should give us -1. And yes, we get -1. So our function does indeed work for a lot of different integers. And that's a brief introduction to how Python functions work and how to create your own Python function. And stay tuned for more information and more tutorials on Python and other programming languages. And thanks for watching.